button there. Yeah, we're live now. I think we're live. All right. Everybody, let's see. We're trying to make sure that this is working. It shows that I'm live. I don't sure that I am, but this is kind of a trial for this. And so far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this on this S model DRZ. I got this given to me as a gift. Tomorrow's my birthday, so we're going to try this one more time. I have just modified the headlight on here. I've installed a bulb, an LED bulb, and you know, it works. It's quite an improvement, to be honest with you. But I removed the shroud. I've used removed the two JIS screws on the side and then the small one in the center. And what that will do for us is, let's see. Oh, I haven't removed this last 10 millimeter. Surprise, surprise. I was in the process of doing this when the camera shut off for whatever reason. That was distracting. I think it might have had something to do with my Wi-Fi network, but just please just show a little grace if this doesn't show up right. I cannot see the live stream. I think I may have inadvertently shut it off. I don't know. But we're in the process. We're trying to get this going. And if it doesn't work, then I get the token thing said to me, at least you tried, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to put my phone over here on the seat of the other DRZ. This switch box, I'm going to have to remove it. And I may have to do some zip tying if I remember correctly from... I keep remembering that I don't have to speak up a whole lot anymore on this. So this has just got a little slide on it. And what I'm going to end up doing is zip tying this, kind of up here out of the way, because it's kind of the process of what you've got to do. And if you can see here, the headlight, this bulb has a secondary, we'll just call it a pigtail, instead of the stock light fastening directly in the back. And the reason why that is because there's a fan associated with this. So we've got that, and I'm just going to set this over here out of the way, and I'm going to go back over here and evaluate this. And as I remember on the setup, let's see, yeah, if you look at this, the nut or the threads are welded on the back side of this. So I'm going to have to get a nut out of my metric assorted bolts and nuts deal to cover for this adjustment side. So I'm going to get a washer for each side of this and a nut for the back side for the adjustment point to raise or lower the headlight, because on this the adjustment was done right here. We could thread it in farther or back it out. So we're going to do that on this, and I'm a little bit disappointed because this has not been working properly, and just bear with me. And if you're trying to chat with me in the live chat, if this is still streaming, just be aware that I cannot see that. I have no access to that. Not yet, but this is a trial. Pardon me, this is a trial run. Okay, here we go. I found a nut here that'll work, so I'm going to get a washer. There's a washer on the front side, so I'm going to get 2 of those nuts. That's what she said. Oh, got him. Okay. Here we go. Found the other one. And I've actually got a big deal of washers in another box, but I'm going to go ahead and use these because they're just conveniently right here. Okay. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, well, what I'm going to do is, so I have a proper grasp of this, because I'm assuming that this is going to be the bottom side, but I don't know for sure. So what I'm going to do is do a dry run. Since I'm Dewey, and every time that I say do, picture in your mind me saying D-E-W instead of D-O. Okay, so flipping the switch on here, we're on low beam, and I'm going to point it at you, and it's probably going to mess you up, and high beam. So I have it upside down. So the adjustment goes on the bottom side here. So there, the high beam is on the top. And that tells me everything I need to know. I thought that was the case, but I didn't know that that was the case. And this setup has a connection for the side running lights. If I wanted them on, I don't want them on. So I'm going to leave them just kind of hanging out where they were before. I'm going to set this piece up here on top, kind of off to the side, because I'm going to zip tie that at a later time. And I just dropped a washer. So we're going to get there, friends. We're going to get there. And I'll see you when I get there. Are we there yet? All right. Here we go. This involves a little bit of dexterity that I don't have. Okay, so I got this side loosely in place, and I'm going to go ahead and have to come up to the other side. If I remember correctly, it's this throttle hand side that was the most difficult to get through there. I'm putting the washer on the inside, and then I'm coming back with this, with the nut. Okay, so I got that started. Okay. Again, a reminder here. Oh, I'm seeing an auxiliary plug up here. Wonder what that would go to. I bet that's for a running light here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Forgive me for looking to my phone here. I'm just trying to keep standard, keep abreast of the situation with my live stream, see if I get any notifications on it. We're trying, folks. We're trying. I'm old, as so many people have mentioned before in the comments, and they want to make criticisms of how I don't stay on task. And forgive me for being in the way here. It's just the way she's going to go right now. Again, dexterity is an issue. And I've got the nut started. And on the top here, okay, we got this one started. I got the other one on the ground here. That's a great place for it, Dewey. That way you could step on it. see here. Well, conveniently enough for me, when I did this, due to the dexterity issues that I was having, I put it outside of the frame of the headlight housing. So instead of putting it in the slot for the adjustment on the bottom here. And I dropped the washer. We're having all sorts of fun, folks. I hate it when I lose washers. Okay. And of course we're fighting a little bit of, oh, there it is, lighting, restricted lighting here and all that great stuff. That's in place. Go back with my nut on the back side of this adjuster. I thought that went in there a little too easy. Okay. The age-old question has been answered. Is it in? Yes, indeed, it's in. Now, I don't know if this is working or not. We're trying. If there's something that you have a question about what we're doing here, go ahead and make that comment or question in the comments, because I cannot see the live chat. You guys are welcome to have fun in the live chat, but please make sure and keep it courteous and respectful, because although this isn't a family show, it kind of is. I hate to go through and have to delete stuff because that's extra effort for me, and quite frankly, pardon me, the lasagna was good this evening, and it's giving me not necessarily heartburn, but it's giving me some mild burps. And now I have this excellent microphone to pick up all of those bodily function sounds. So if I remember correctly from doing this needed to be at almost the highest setting. So I'm rocking it all the way up. And what I'm doing here is I'm coming on the back side with this, with my other 10mm on that nut. And I've got my ratcheting 10mm on the front side, making sure that it's all the way up. Tightening it. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one. Okay. Come around on the other side. And I apologize if it doesn't show. It might end up showing. It might not. I don't know. On the previous streams, this thing's kind of funky. I haven't quite got it figured out. It's probably something that I'm doing wrong. But just in case I push the record button, and if not, we'll blast this up and we'll see. Well, that didn't sound good. We will upload this video. Again, I'm tightening the bottom 9mm, 10mm on this housing, making sure it's good and tight. And now I'm doing the top. I've already done the other side. And we'll take a look here. Boom. And it is entirely too high. That's way too high. So maybe this is a deal with the S model, where it just sets up higher. We're gonna rotate this sucker down quite a bit. So this is one of those things, it's a trial and error deal. So what I'm gonna do is just take this to a loosen on each side. Comment if you can tell much about the audio, if that feels any different or sounds any different. Wow, this audio feels so much better, Dewey. Thank you so much for getting handsy with me through the audio. What? Okay, so I've got this like moderately or modestly lower. I'm just going to step on it real quick here. And that's still, I'm going to get bright lighted anytime on the highway, and it's just incredibly high. So I'm going to come down to, all right, so that's all the way down. That's not going to work. About right there. And that's going to be fantastic right there where it's at. And if people don't like it, they can just bright light me anyway, and I'll just do a wheelie over them. Take that, suckers. So hopefully everybody in the United States that's watching this, if there's anybody watching this, hopefully you're going to get your butt out and vote for Trump. Ignore his personality, people, because he loves America, and he's not going to have a bunch of illegal people come into our country and do bad stuff to our ladies and children. He's not going to allow for that. She already has proven that she will. So that's repulsive. It's unacceptable. And it's so far unacceptable that it's just atrocious. I don't want to see the civil unrest that'll result in that. All right, I'm going to go over here to my zip tie stash and my flasher. So I don't have any of that staged real quick, so I'm going to have to step out of frame real quick for a second. And maybe nobody even is seeing this, okay? Well, that's fine. That's fine. Probably nobody's seeing this. But if they are, you know what? Make sure and make a comment. And if you're on here and you're not subscribed, shame on you. You should be subscribed to my channel. Tell your buddies to subscribe. Where is my zip tie stash? Wasn't really ready for this. I should have got the zip ties. I've got everything else in place. All right. So that's kind of one of those things that happened. I had some people dig through my stuff. We had a few emergencies at the track. And it's like, hey, it's in here. It's my turn to ride out here. I don't want to miss my ride because you were ill prepared or you had your problem or what have you. Oh, there. Is that my zip ties? Come on, I'm starting to freak out, man. Oh, there it is. There's my zip tie stash. I should only need one. Real quick. Oh, that'll work. I've got my safety wire pliers here handy. So I'll use those to cut it. Sorry about that, folks. So, you know, kind of letting one rip as far as, you know, just kind of an attempt to dry run this camera. I was excited about the camera. Those of you who are regular subscribers, you'll know I'm excited about the camera. I put a little session up of the 2-stroke SM, which is right behind the camera over here at the moment. My 2-stroke. So we're just going to stash that right there. That should be out of the way. The main thing is we don't want that rattling around going crazy, so that's pretty secure. Okay, so I'll use the back side of this as a cut. If it'll cut safety wire, it'll cut a zip tie. I'm just going to set this here. Obviously on this channel, you know that I'm not as well known for my organization, and I appreciate you giving me grace on that. I really do. Some people have their skill sets, and that's just not one of mine. Is it something that I'm wanting to work on? Absolutely. Okay. So that washer is in place. This other washer is still on here. And we're just going to put it up around the shroud. Hey. Okay. So that goes back here on this hole. And I think, yeah. There we go. Yeah, so these are kind of a recessed washer on the two side pieces. I'm going to start with the worst one first. I think I've got that lined up. No, I don't. Again, this is kind of an impromptu thing. Make sure, and you know, even if they're bad, I'll delete them. Make sure and comment on this video, please, because I cannot see your live stream stuff. I'm going to try to work that out. I'm going to try to fix that, make it where I can see them, but right now I cannot. Okay, so after many failed attempts, I got this started. Again, I got this turn signal in the way, and this is the worst one. So, and it looks like I may have misplaced my bottom washer. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and just get one out of my bracket here, or out of my packet here, and go ahead and do the bottom one. So we need to have a washer, at least a washer. Happy little washer sitting right over there, inconspicuous out of sight. Maybe I'll just do a happy little tree. Happy little tree over there on the side of the mountainside. We use the, what was that one? Blue, the Dykem blue. We use the Dykem blue to indicate the color, to make sure it's lapping correctly. And all right, well, that was a funny. Some people might understand it, some people will not. That's fine. It's just a happy little mistake. Make sure and don't have a happy little mistake at the polls on Tuesday. Vote for the orange man, the orange man bad. And JD. I like JD. And since I was a fool and tightened the other two completely, it makes it a little bit harder to get this one into place, but it looks like I've had an adequate amount of success doing that, so there we go. We're in place. And just like on Derek's bike, this sets a little high in the shroud here. There we go. I'll let you see it. It sets a little high in the shroud, so there's a gap on the bottom. But I have an adequate amount of headlight, and I'm very pleased with it. I think that'll be a much safer ride for me. And I appreciate you joining this live stream. If it even worked, I hope it worked. It'd be cool if it worked. But if it didn't, oh well. No love lost. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. So, see you next time.